everybody who's sitting in this room. If you told us that on Black Friday, we want everybody in this room not to spend money, 100% of the people in this room would not spend money. What's the difference between the people who are sitting in this room to the people who will go out? Knowledge of self. See, that's the thing. And that is simple, but it's profound. And that's one of the reasons why that's why we vote, we cast our vote for stuff that's not beneficial to our interests, because we don't know who we are. And that's the root of it. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said this in regards to one of the agendas for 10-10-15, the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March. He said, this coming Black Friday, don't spend a dime. He said, don't spend a dime. Now, those who understand the significance of our financial power, we won't do that. Those who don't, we have to begin to start educating them first, waking them up. Malcolm X said this. He said one of the problems with the movement was that, he said, we organized the people before we awakened them. And that's the issue. Our people are still asleep. And sometimes we think because we have a black president, a black millionaire, a billionaire, whoever, a lady on TV, we have black sports figures that have money, we think that we are awake, but we don't realize you're looking at the TV show Walking Dead. You're looking at Walking Dead people that are mentally deaf, dumb, and blind. This is the power of knowledge itself. And I always share this story. When I was in high school, we were cutting class. A teacher pulled myself and my friend aside. He said, man, do you know the difference between a chicken and an eagle? I was like, yeah, chickens, they serve that at Popeyes, 2 pieces for $5. He said, no, man. He said, think about this story. He said, imagine if there was an eagle that was taken from his mother's nest. It never saw his mother, it never saw his father, it never saw any of his siblings. And you take this eagle, you put it on a chicken farm. It eats with the chickens, it sleeps with the chickens. Everything that the chickens do, this eagle does. If you went to that eagle and asked it, are you an eagle or a chicken, what would it say? Chicken. Because that's its environment. Now let's go further. Imagine if they came across a fence that they couldn't see the other side. And one chicken turns to the other chicken and say, man, I sure wish I can fly over that fence. He turns to the other chicken and, what about you? Man, I sure wish I can fly over that fence. Then they turn to this eagle that thinks is a chicken, who this eagle, by the very nature of his existence, is created to fly over the highest thing on the planet Earth. But because when they turn to that eagle that thinks is a chicken and asks it, what about you? Do you think you can fly over that fence? What would it say? Man, I sure wish I could fly. But what's preventing that eagle from doing it? It thinks it's a chicken. And that's the same thing with black folks. We think we're Republican. We think we all of these other things except what God made us. So therefore we can't unite and do something politically because we don't have the same consciousness. We have the same skin color, but what's the consciousness? If skin color made you black, then Clarence Thomas would be one of the blackest people that we know. But what's the mindset? And see, that's why the Mosaic Elijah Muhammad said that the so-called Negro suffers from a knowledge of self. So he said in education, we have to be awakened. And you see black people who are awakened, whether they're Muslim, Christian, Hebrew, Pan-Africanists, black Masons, black Shriners, whatever they call themselves, you don't see them operating in the same way of black people who are deaf, dumb, and blind.